Hey, Baylor fans, this is your call to gear up with Harley-Davidson of Waco. Whether you're hitting the open road or tailgating at McLean Stadium, we've got the ride to match your Bear pride. Check out our wide selection of new and pre-owned motorcycles, visit our service department, or shop all the latest gear and accessories to show off your Baylor spirit and Harley pride. Visit us today and find your freedom on two wheels. Harley-Davidson of Waco, where Baylor fans never ride alone. Visit in-store or at hdwaco.com. Sic Em Bears.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to this week's Sic Em Podcast, presented by Harley-Davidson of Waco. Glad you're with us this week. Let's check in on Baylor Volleyball. Let's welcome in Kendal Murphy, junior outside hitter for Baylor Volleyball. Welcome to the Sic Em Podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
And I mentioned Harley-Davidson of Waco, and your words are what?
I got my first tattoo at a Harley-Davidson shop.
There you go. David, have we ever talked about tattoos on this podcast? No, but today is the day. So
Yep.
Your first one.
Yes, my first one.
Not Harley-Davidson of Waco, though.
No. Back in Arizona.
All right. I don't think they do tattoos here, but maybe they do, and I just don't know it.
Maybe. Got to look into it now.
Very good. So starting your junior year, and you are, thank the Lord, healthy.
Yes.
Would you say you're 100% healthy?
I would say I'm 100% healthy.
That
for
is
sure.
great, because you've had an issue with your shoulder for a long time.
Long time.
Yeah. Tell us about that.
Ever since I was 14 years old, one tournament, I just remember my shoulder was hurting, and I am the type of player that you have to force off the court. I will not get off by myself. So my coach forced me off the court, got me an ice pack. I was out for the rest of the tournament, not really knowing what was going on. We went to PT, was there for a little bit. They made it feel better, and then I started playing again. Left PT, it started hurting again. So it's just back and forth cycle of PT, no PT, PT, no PT. And then kind of got away with just hitting shots, not hitting at 100% in club. So it never really affected me too bad. But then coming to college, that is not something you can get away with anymore. So just getting that 1 degree better, every single practice, hitting 5 miles per hour harder every single practice, definitely put wear and tear on my shoulder, that's for sure. And so freshman year, got an MRI, found out that it was a little bit torn, and then sophomore year, just decided to play through it, found out that it was a lot more torn.
Ugh.
So got surgery on it, and now we are 100% better.
Wow. How did you, this has been going on for a long time. You're probably, 20, 21 years old?
20.
20 years old, and that goes back to when you were 14.
Yep.
And you've just sort of played with it, played through it.
Yep. Like I said, in club, it wasn't unbearable.
Okay.
And it was all I had known for so long.
Right.
So I was so used to it. But once I got to college, definitely last year was the hardest it's ever hit me, mentally and physically. And so I felt like whenever I walked into the gym, put my knee pads on, put that shoulder brace on, I just almost developed this alter ego of okay, now it's volleyball time. Oh. So knock out the pain. It would still hurt, and definitely at the end of practice, I wasn't moving my right arm at all. If I could not move it at all in a day just to save it for practice, I would. And bless my heart for Coach Mac and Josh and Shelby and Jorge. I am so thankful for them, because they were so caring of me during that time, and always putting me first and my shoulder first, and just, hey, we have a big game coming up, don't be taking this many reps. And so obviously it was hard mentally, because I'm that player that I'm I want to be hitting every single moment that I can, but I knew I couldn't just because of my shoulder. And so I'm very, very thankful for them during that time, but it was definitely hard mentally.
So all that PT, years and years and years, finally the surgery, right?
Yes.
So you finally had the surgery, and hopefully on the right road to recovery.
Definitely on the right road to recovery.
Very good. Very good. Yes. You must be mentally tough. To play through that, play with that shoulder like that for that many years.
Yeah. My dad has always kind of preached to me that everything's on the other side of hard, and I've definitely taken that into the team as well, but that's how I grew up. My dad was pretty hard on me when I was 12 years old. He was yelling at me to hit the ball, and I was the youngest one in the gym, actually. And so the coaches were stop. Like, she's a great player. Like, she's the youngest one here. And he was
She's
like,
12.
no. Yeah, exactly. And my dad was like, no, like, she needs to hit the ball. She needs to stop tipping. She needs to stop free balling. And so, yeah, I've definitely, especially when it comes to volleyball, like, I've definitely have that tough mindset.
Very cool. That's great. And your mom's here as we record this. Your mom's here from Scottsdale, Arizona. Did you grew up there?
Yes,
and that's where you went to high school,
yes,
and then came to Baylor from there.
Yes,
that was sort of what used to be Pac-12 territory. Mm-hmm. Not so much anymore. It's more Big 12 now, with Arizona State and Arizona in the Big 12. Coming out of high school, what was that recruiting process like?
Really funny story, actually. I wanted 3 things out of a college. Okay. I wanted to start my freshman year. I wanted to play sand and indoor. I had played sand my whole entire life. And I wanted to go Pac-12. Actually, I wanted to stay in the Pac-12. I didn't want to be in Arizona. Yeah. Unfortunately, I wanted to be out, kind of see more of the world, because the only traveling we ever really did was for volleyball tournaments, and you don't really see that much in other states. So I wanted to live in another state and just kind of experience life there. So I wanted to be out of state, but in the Pac-12 as well. And so I was going through my recruiting process, and Baylor reached out, and I was like, oh, I'll keep them in my back pocket, kind of as like a last resort kind of thing. But they ended up being my first official visit I went on, and I absolutely fell in love with it. And just felt like I had to be here. Like, I truly felt like God was just calling me here. And I told my mom that after our official visit, and she was like, okay, like, let's give the other official visits a chance. They're already scheduled. Like, let's see this through. Let's not make our decision yet. And at the end of it, I was like, no, like, I want to go to Baylor.
Wow.
And my parents were like, I think you're a little crazy, because it has nothing that you want, but it's truly just a testament to God's greatness, because now, like, ASU and U of A are in the Big 12. Like, I get to play in Arizona this year. I get to go home. And like, I have so many family and friends that are reaching out. Like, I'm so excited to go to your ASU game, watch you play. And so that's a big one. And then I did end up starting the last 5 games of my freshman year. So he gave me that as well. And I coach the men's club team on campus, and we go play sand at the Slick all the time.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah. Everything that I wanted in a college, he gave me. He just didn't give me at the school that I wanted to, because he called me to be here. So he gave it to me here.
Wow. Isn't that a great testament to being faithful?
Yes.
That is so cool. What a great story. Well, we're glad you're here. Glad it worked out well. What do you remember about that first official visit when you were here at Baylor? What do you remember about that?
There was so much joy. Everywhere else I went, it was kind of like cliques within the team. They had their groups. Like, even one official visit I went on, we went out to dinner, and the girls were talking bad about their own teammates. I was like, hi, I'm right here. Like, I'm a recruit. And so, yeah, it was truly just the joy, and how much the team, like the family aspect and the sisterhood, and how much the coaches cared about the players too. It wasn't just like a coach-player dynamic. It was truly like a family. And I just remember spending my whole official visit laughing. And another thing that stood out to me too is you always have hosts for official visits. I don't even remember who my hosts were, because of how much the team was involved and really wanted to get to know me and really wanted me here. Like, I felt truly wanted as well. So that was great.
What a great memory. What a great process. And you're in the right place. That's for sure.
I agree.
We are glad you're here. Would Baylor ever, I may be getting myself in trouble here, would Baylor ever have a sand beach volleyball team?
I've been begging for so long.
What has to happen? Would that be in the spring? So indoors would play in the fall, and sand volleyball would be in the spring?
I'm pretty sure, yes. I don't really keep up with sand, because it kind of makes me sad. But
sorry to bring it up.
No, it's okay. Okay. I think it would be a spring sport. The only hard part is you have to have an even number of women and men's teams. So if we got a women's sand program, I was like, we could get a men's volleyball program. But it's just a lot of money. Yeah. And talking to our coaches, they want to do it the right way. So I know, not to speak of the rivals, but Texas had a sand program, and they kind of like threw their indoor team onto the sand program. And talking to our coaches, they were like, no, like, we want a facility for sand. We want their own athletic trainer. We want their own strength coach, their own coaches, their own recruits. And so they want to do it the right way. And that's just a long process. So.
Yeah. And these days with money, it's not the time to be starting new programs in college athletics.
Especially after we just built Foster in that new indoor football facility.
Yeah, true. Does TCU have sand volleyball?
Yes. And they're actually really good.
Are they?
Yeah, they're really
good. And who
good.
else around here? Anybody else close?
There's some lower D1s.
Okay.
I think SFA has a sand volleyball program. So just kind of like little things
There's a
there
few.
and there. Yeah.
All right, well, give me the terminology. Is it more correct to say sand volleyball or beach volleyball?
Either or.
Same?
It's not like bump and pass or anything like that. Like they're interchangeable. So
Gotcha.
It's all right.
And you coach the men's team here?
Yes.
Oh, how's that go?
I love it so much.
Right.
I coach a women's team as well. I coach
Okay.
a club team at Waco Juniors.
Huh.
And I just grew, like both my parents were coaches. So I grew up
Okay.
with that mindset. And so being able to help them out and just like see the light bulb go off in their head when they finally get a skill, or just seeing their growth from the beginning of the year to the end, like makes my heart so happy. And it just truly fills my cup every single time, especially the men. Like a lot of them are my age and they truly treat me like a sister, like so much so they had nationals in Arizona this year.
Oh,
and
perfect.
so we had a whole end of the year team dinner at my house. And it was so much fun just seeing the way that they treated my parents and thanked my parents for everything they did, and was always like, hey, let me help you with this. Do you need any help with this? Made sure to clean up after themselves, and I didn't even have to ask. Like just the way that they treated me and my family like makes me so thankful that I am there with them in their
That is so
program.
great.
Yeah.
What kind of a schedule does that men's team play?
Whew, it is. They love to practice right after my practices.
Okay.
So
You're busy.
Yeah, I'm running out afterwards, sweaty clothes, hair all wet and disgusting. I'm running to their practice, and I just kind of help out when I am needed. And then their tournaments on the weekends, sometimes I miss them because we have our own stuff going on. But a lot of times they're on the weekends that I don't have anything. And thankfully we have one at the Slick, and so I'm always able to go to
Nice.
that one. And then the other ones are just an hour and a half away, normally in Dallas, sometimes in Houston, I think. I don't really know my Waco cities yet, but
Houston's about 3 hours away.
oh, then not there.
Okay.
They're normally like an hour and a half away.
Okay,
And
that's
so
good.
honestly, like, yeah, it's busy, but it's like a good busy. Like I want to be doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They call you Coach Murphy. They call you Coach Kendal.
I do not let my athletes call me coach, to be honest. Like, I want them to feel comfortable enough to obviously like respect me as a coach, but if they're ever going through anything, if they ever need help with anything outside of volleyball, like I want them to feel comfortable coming to me about that as well. And I feel like because I'm their age, like, don't call me coach.
I
So
gotcha.
my nickname here is Murph. So nobody ever really calls me Kendall unless it's like a formal kind of thing.
Okay.
But then back home, like I never get called Murph. So
Right.
it's like two different worlds. It's funny.
Well, I hope your teams, the guys and the Waco Juniors, I hope they come to Baylor volleyball matches to support you.
Oh, the men are always here.
Are they good?
Yes. And
Good.
then some of my Waco junior girls are here as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's harder for them. A lot of them drive like 40 minutes to get to practice.
Oh my gosh.
And I only ever drove like 20 tops. So it's truly amazing to me, their commitment.
Do you think after Baylor, after your playing career is done, would you like to coach?
I would love to coach.
Okay. Sound like you're on that path.
Yes, I sometimes Coach Mac is like, okay, like you right. There was one time last fall that he was like, you do the practice plan. And I was
Really?
like, okay. But yeah, hopefully I want to go pro first. I want to pull kind of a Carrie Walsh and go pro in sand and indoor. Hopefully I can take a 5th year and play sand somewhere. That's
Nice.
also a dream.
Okay.
But yeah, when I am old enough that I can't play anymore, I would love to coach. I think right now I'm kind of leaning more towards the men's side of things. Would love to get more female coaches in that world.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would definitely love that.
And you know Coach McGuire's background.
Yes.
You know, he coached the men really
Yep.
more until he came here for the women's team.
Yep. Him
Yeah.
and I love talking about it.
That's cool.
I love hearing his stories of when he coached men, and just the way that they need to be coached is way different than the way that girls need to be coached. And so it's so funny just sharing stories back and forth. And he loves the club team so much. Like a lot of the guys from the club team are our practice players. And so
okay,
they
that's
kind of
perfect.
intertwine. Yeah, it is
Right.
perfect. And he loves when we're in the gym getting extra reps, just because the club guys love volleyball so much. So they're always like, can we go to the practice gym and play? And Coach Mac will stand out on his balcony from his office and watch and make little jokes, but he loves it.
That's
So
cool.
it makes me feel a lot better about doing it.
What would you say are the differences between men's volleyball and women's volleyball?
Men are very like macho, man. Like they like going up against each other, talking their talk. Like I remember there was a time that I was trying to motivate them. They just did not want to practice for some reason. They just weren't really doing it. And I was like, I could hit better than you right now. And instantly it's like a switch goes off in their head and they're like finally jumping higher than before and actually hitting over the net. And I was like, that's all it took. But I can't tell that to my girls team because they're going to be like, well, yeah, obviously you're D1. Like they're going to take it too literally. They're not going to get that competitive aspect of it. So.
Right. Here's a question for a novice. And so forgive me for this question. Is the net the same height for men and women?
No.
Men's higher?
Yeah, men's is higher.
Okay.
That's pretty much about it though. But it's just because they jump so much higher.
Sure,
like,
yeah.
Our practice players love playing with us in practice
because the net's lower.
It's the girls' net, so they get to hit the ball so much harder and bounce it so much higher. And so
it's like playing on an 8-foot basketball goal.
Yes, exactly.
That's great. Well, coaching possibly down the road, way down the road.
Yes.
After you play professionally.
Hopefully.
Yep. So that'll be cool. It sounds like you're well on your way to that. What's your feel about, we're early in your season here, the Baylor season. What's your feel about this team here early on?
I feel really good. Honestly, we definitely have gone through some challenges together over the summer and the spring, just with people being injured and things like that. And in the summer, we definitely had like a hard talk and we talked to the alumni as well, just the 2019 season alumni, and they really like spoke to us and it really hit us really well. And so I feel like our mindset changed and we were like, okay, like we're competing. Like, let's go at each other in still a loving way in practice, but in that competitive way. Like Coach Mack kind of said it earlier, but I feel like this is one of the first years that like we're all truly competing for a spot, and there's no obvious like, oh it's yours. Like we are neck and neck every single practice. We're bickering with each other, we're laughing, but it's been so great kind of seeing that mindset flip and like we're going hard. So I feel really good about this year. That
competition that really pushes everybody, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
That's fun to see.
Yeah.
Good. So we see you a lot with pink shoes on.
Yes.
And there's a reason for that.
There is indeed.
Tell us about that.
So my Aunt Wendy, my mom's sister, died from breast cancer in December of 2009, I think it was. 2007. And she has 3 beautiful daughters that are my cousins, and they all played volleyball. The oldest one was at NKU. The middle one went to Southern Utah and played for a little bit. And then the youngest one actually is currently playing at Minnesota. So last year I got to play against her across the net, and that was super fun. But they always wore pink shoes growing up, and I kind of felt like I want to do that as well. And they were like, yes, please do it. Please do it. And so, I wear my pink shoes. I get them customized with her initials and her death date on there, just as a reminder that like, it's more than me. So
that's a tremendous tribute to your Aunt Wendy. Very nice. You said your mom and dad were both coaches?
Yes, they were.
In volleyball or what sports?
In volleyball.
Okay.
Yeah, they coached with each other too.
All right. So you grew up with volleyball, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I grew up in that ball cart.
It sounds like
Yeah, I did.
When did you start? Do you remember?
I like to say when I was born.
Right, the day you were born?
My earliest memory of volleyball was going to their practices. I think it was like an open gym or something, and I was there, and I was by far the youngest one, and I was just kind of messing around, like very, very faint memories.
Right.
But I just remember being in that gym, the little lunch breaks we had, but I was so nervous because I was the youngest one, and I was like, what am I doing here? But had so much fun with it. I just wanted to play volleyball. I loved volleyball. I lived, breathed, ate volleyball. Like it was my whole entire life. My parents would make fun of me because I'd come back from a 3-day tournament. We had a little volleyball court in our backyard in Arizona, and I'd be like, guys, can we play? And they were like, you just played for 3 days straight, like in a tournament,
right,
playing 4 games a day. Like you need to stop. And so they actually made a rule for me that I was not allowed to touch a volleyball for 2 weeks. Once club season was over. So
wow.
It's definitely hard, but definitely much needed to avoid that burnout.
Smart coaching.
Yes.
Very good. Smart parental
Yes.
coaching as well. Well, it's great to have you with us. We're excited about this season and excited to watch you all play this year. And good to know your background and your history and your tattoo history and your soon-to-be coaching future ahead of you. So thank you very much for being with us. We appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Hope you have a great season. Hope the shoulder continues to be healed.
Me too.
Yeah,
Me too.
very good. Kendal Murphy is with us. Murph is our guest on the Sic Em Podcast. She is with Baylor Volleyball. It is the Sic Em Podcast presented by Harley-Davidson of Waco.